Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome to a course on functional English. As I keep saying, when we look at functional English, we are looking at that part of English which we use in our everyday life, in our day-to-day situations. How do we use Telugu? We use Telugu to read books, but apart from that, in our everyday speech, we ask people, we talk to them, we find out, we request, we make suggestions, we give our opinions. All these functions we do in Telugu in our day-to-day life. And the same thing if we want to do it in English, we find it slightly difficult because the reason is this. Even though we have learned English for over a period, from perhaps the sixth standard onwards, or for those of you coming from English medium schools, from maybe your first standard, still it is difficult because all that we have been doing is writing in English in the examinations. But then speaking in English is important to see that we function in our day-to-day life. But we rarely get this opportunity because in our day-to-day life, English is not really used here and there, except perhaps in the workplace or in the corporate sector. But nevertheless, when you attend an interview as students or even as employees working in the corporate sector, we find it very difficult to use English for our functional use. Therefore, we thought we will start a course in functional English that will be useful for a gamut of people across all sections, whether they be students or employees or people working somewhere or even housewives or school children or college students, anybody and everybody. And therefore, we have kept this course very, very basic. As simple, we have kept the course as simple as possible. And this is an initiative taken up by the Department of Youth Services, Government of Andhra Pradesh, and I hope more and more people benefit from this course. Not only that, we request you, you can post your comments, your requirements or queries in the comments section when you watch this streaming live either on YouTube or even afterwards when you watch a session. You can always state your requirements so that we try to plan a session on those areas that you actually require. This is a very need-based course. With these few words, let me talk to you about what we are going to do today. Today's session is on questioning politely. Do we actually question people? What are we using questions for? We normally question people when we want information. For example, what, where, when, why, which one, how many, how, so on and so forth. These are all called the WH questions. And most often they give you a lot of information that you are seeking. But apart from this, we have other kinds of questions too. And we are going to look at those questions which actually make us do a lot of functional activities in English. Now let me share the PPT with you. Today, as I said, we are going to look at questioning politely. What do we mean by questioning politely? What is the meaning of the word polite? See, polite is that part of language use, whether it is in the way we structure the sentence or the way we modulate our voice. రెండు ఉంది. వర్డ్స్ ఎలాగో ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి వాడతాము సెంటెన్స్లో, మరియు ఏ టోన్ తోటి మాట్లాడతాము and the body language that we take along with them. If we can really determine the language and the tone, the body language automatically gets set. Now, this is what we mean by polite. Polite as against rude. For example, why don't you do this? Is very rude. Why don't you do this? Is perhaps polite. The only difference here is in the tone with which I am saying, why don't you do this? So polite questioning is what we are going to look at today. Now take a look at this. Why do we ask questions? As I said, apart from asking questions to seek information, we also ask questions to find out if we can do something for someone, to seek permission. That is, we ask a question so that somebody else gives us permission. Permission అంటే ఏంటి? నేను చెయ్యొచ్చా, మీరు చెయ్యొచ్చు. నేను చెయ్యొచ్చా అన్నది అడగడం, పర్మిషన్ అడగడం. మీరు చెయ్యొచ్చు అనడం, పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వడం. So that is what we mean by permission. And also we question to request somebody to do something for us. ఇంకొకరు ఎవరైనా మన కోసం ఏదైనా చెయ్యాలి అనుకున్నప్పుడు కూడా మనం పొలైట్గా అడగొచ్చు. So that is called making a request. The other day we did see how we make requests. And today we are once again going to see how we ask somebody to do something for us. And for this, today's crux is these three words. Three key words used for this purpose of questioning politely. And they are can, could, and may. What are the three words? Can, could, or may. Now, when we have three verbs, automatically it means when do we use what? Now, what do we mean by can, could, or may? Now, if you recall the previous sessions, and again an appeal to all those people who are joining randomly, please go through all the sessions so that there is a sense of continuity for you. What do we mean by can, could, or may? What are these words called? They are called, in grammar, they are called modal auxiliaries. We will look at how these words are used and how we frame sentences with them. Now, we also see that a single modal auxiliary can be used for many functions. But can in a word in the we can use can to tell somebody about our ability. I can do this. I can sing. I can write. I can paint. So on and so forth. So when we do this, so can is used to show ability. Now here what are we looking at? Can also be used to question politely. A sense of politeness can bring. Now here, one, we use can in informal situations. What is an informal situation? When you're talking to family or members of the family or to friends or even to colleagues in an informal situation. Difference there is. When you meet a colleague in the office, colleague అంటే ఎవరు? మన తోటి పని చేసేవాళ్ళు. స్టూడెంట్స్కి అయితే కొలీగ్స్ ఎవరు అవుతారు? తోటి స్టూడెంట్స్ అవుతారు. Or, when you're working, then, people who work along with you, they become your colleagues. members of family and friends. ఎలాంటి రిలేషన్షిప్ ఉంటుంది? There is a level of casuality. There is a level of being at ease. చాలా సులువుగా మాట్లాడగలరు, ఏదైనా అడగగలరు, ఏదైనా చెప్పగలరు. అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి? అలాంటి రిలేషన్షిప్ ఉండి వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడదు. We can use the word can. Now take a look at this. We use could in semi-formal situations. What is a semi-formal situation again? Semi-formal is when we are talking with colleagues, where a colleague in the office in front of a boss is highly formal. A colleague who works with you outside the office, in the corridor, in the canteen is semi-formal. Friend ki ra po anachu, colleague ki randi ane anta. And especially in our regional languages, the levels of politeness is determined with the word itself. In Hindi, tum and aap, nuvu meeru. Language itself is different. But in English, that is not so. You is tum, you is aap, you is nuvu, you is meeru. So then, when you is used for both as a word of respect and as a word of, casually used word, therefore, we need to choose the modal auxiliary correctly to bring out this difference. So can is used in informal situations, while could is used in semi-formal situations. That is, with colleagues, people who work with us, with a salesperson in a store, etc. With anybody, with a stranger. With a stranger, you cannot be very informal. You have to maintain a sense of formality, but it is not totally formal either. So any stranger, some maybe at the bank, you're talking to the manager, or at a post office. Normally we use probably our regional language here, but even in these situations, if you have to use English, how will we use it? And the last one, we use may in formal situations. For example, at the workplace, as students, once you get selected, you enter the workforce. If you're talking to a client or a customer, or you as students facing an interview board, or you as employees talking to co-employees or a boss, you talking at a formal situation in a meeting, you addressing an audience, many, one to many, then that is a very formal situation. Here we cannot afford to be very informal or semi-formal. We have to be strictly formal. Now these levels of formality, informal, semi-formal, and formal, these are determined by these three words: can, could, or may. Can for informal, could for semi-formal, may for formal situations. And let's take a look at the three simple ways to ask a polite question. It's very, very simple once you know. See, when it is informal, we use can. Can I? Can you? Semi-formal, could. Could we? Could they? Could he? Could she? Or could it? Now you have seen why I have made these words bold. May, I, may, we. Now I want all of you to understand this. Can and could is used with all the pronouns. Can I, can you, can we, can they, can he, can she, can it. Could I, could you, could we, could they, could he, could she, could it. But when it comes to may, You cannot use it with all the pronouns. May I, may we. Suppose you say may you, or may they, or may he. It becomes a blessing. May you live long. May they be showered with all the blessings. Then the minute you use may with the other pronouns, it is not a question. It becomes a something else. As I said, these modal auxiliaries are used for various functions. So many functions. Today's lesson is limiting itself to using can, could, and may as questions. And as questions, what is their function? What do they actually do? How do we, question politely using these words? So if you take a look at the extension of a sentence, let's take a look at this. Can I help you? I think since I'm moving the pointer also here, those students, you can voice it. Nato paatu meeru gattiga chadavandi. Because I'm looking at a sentence, because language is all about making your voice familiar with this language. So as I point it out, you can also read along with me. మీరు వర్చువల్ క్లాస్ కాకుండా రియల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్లో అయితే నేనే మీ అందరి చేత గట్టిగా చదివించేది. కానీ this is a virtual classroom. We are, stationed at different parts. So I request all of you to please voice these loudly. Can I help you? Can you help? Can you help me? Can I help you? Can you help me? Could I help you? Semi-formal. Could I help you? Could you help me? Can we wash the clothes? Any sentence. Can I wash the clothes? Could I wash the clothes? Can I clean the table? Or can you clean the table? Can I get her email address? Can you get her email address? Can I send the report? Can you send the report? But here, can I send the report? When you say something like this, sending a report, if it is to, talking between two very informal people, two friends, you can say, can I send? But this sentence, sending the report, is a formal situation. Washing the clothes is not an official situation. So these things, the actions that we do, will determine whether we use can or could or may. May I help you? May I wash the clothes? May I clean the table? For example, you might be talking. You are talking to an elder. And if you want to use English, may I wash the clothes? May I clean the table? May I get her email address? May I send the report? All these are okay with me, depending upon the person to whom you are stating. ఇవన్నీ asking a question, గాల్లో అడగం, ఎవరికో అడుగుతాం. So when you ask somebody, that somebody is important. Who is that somebody? Is he your friend? Is he your brother? Is he your sister? Is he your boss? Is he your neighbor? Is he or she your teacher? Is he your professor? Is he in the university? Is he in a shop? Is he a salesperson? అంటే ఇక్కడ అర్థం ఏంటి? మన ఎవరితోటైతే ఇది అడుగుతున్నామో వాళ్ళు, they will determine the sentence we use. Suppose I'm asking my boss, I can't say, can I help you? You have to say, may I help you? If I'm talking to my friend, I can say, can I help you? So that the person to whom you are speaking, and when you are asking, when you want to make a polite question to them either offering help or seeking permission or, taking permission or taking help. There are three. మనం ఎవరికైనా చెప్పాలనుకున్నా, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి ఏవైనా కావాలనుకున్నా, లేకపోతే పర్మిషన్ అడగాలనుకున్నా, we use can, could or may. So that will determine this. But this is not everything. When somebody asks you, the other day I did tell you, what is a turn in a conversation? Conversation is A speaks, B responds. Based on what B has said, A says something else. And listening to A, B replies. Now, A and B, sentence 1 and sentence 2, that is called one turn. So, can I help you? And Gala చెప్పేసి వదిలేయడం. Can I help you? When I say to you, you are going to respond to me. You can either say yes or you can say no. Both possibilities are there. When I say, can I clean the table? I go to my friend's place and I say after dinner, can I clean the table? Generally, we don't do that immediately in a stranger's place or in a friend's place. Can I help you cleaning the table? The friend can say yes or no. No, leave it, I'll do it. Or, oh, no problem, come on, help me. Both ways. So now let's see how we respond. Responses also will depend upon the relationship between A and B. Let's take a look at this. Positive responses when you say yes, negative responses when you say no. So, can I help you in an informal situation? Sure. Can I wash the clothes? Sure. Can I clean the table? Sure. Can I get her email address? Yes, sure. Can I get her email address? The minute you state this sentence, this moves to the semi-formal situation. Yes, of course. Could we get her email address? Yes, of course. Could I send the report? Certainly. Or could I send? Yes, of course. May I send the report? Certainly. May I help you? Certainly. Suppose I want to say no. In an informal way, I say sorry. Can I help you? Sorry, no need. I'll take care of it myself. See, the dots here indicate that this is not the end. This is only the beginning of the sentence. Can I wash the clothes? Sorry, I'll do it myself. Could we clean the table? I'm sorry. Leave it. We'll do it ourselves. We don't want our guests to do it. Could they wash the clothes? Could they help you? I'm sorry. Leave it. I'll do it myself. I don't need any help. In formal situation, it is certainly I'm afraid. For example, may I get her email address? I'm afraid she may not give it to you. May we send the report? I'm afraid there's still time for you to keep it with you. Send it later. Or I'll tell you when you have to send it. So I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Sorry. This is just a word. This is a sentence. This is the beginning of a sentence. So look at the responses. They too have a sense of informality, semi-formal, and formal, depending upon who speaks to whom. This is the most important thing that you have to understand. ఇంతవరకు చెప్పిన దాంట్లో అర్థమే ఏంటి? ఎవరితో చెప్తున్నారు? This is who is speaking to whom. Who is A and who Who is B? Is A a student and B a teacher? Then it is formal. Is A student and B also a student? Semi-formal. Is A close friend of B? Informal. The relationship between those who are actually conversing, that is important to determine can, could, or may. Any questions till here? I hope all of you have understood. Any questions? I've opened the chat box. Any questions? Everything clear? I hope everything is clear here. Okay. Can I continue? Okay. Okay. Now we have seen how a polite question is asked and the replies to it too. Now let's take a look at the next. I did this earlier too, requesting somebody to get medicines. Can you please get me some medicine? Look at the construction. Can you please? Modal auxiliary, subject, then the word please, and then the verb. Rest of the sentence can be any length. Can you get? Can you get? Do you think you could get? Do you think? Do you think? Verb, subject, and verb. This is the helping verb and this is the main verb. You could. May I request? May. Modal auxiliary. Subject. And then the verb. You to get some medicine. Can you please get me some medicines? Please read along with me. Could you please get me some medicines? Do you think you can get me some medicines? May I request you to get me some medicine? Look at these. So here, if you notice this is polite. That is, in an informal situation, we are still being polite in an informal situation. Can you please get me some medicines? Informal, polite. Could you please get me some medicine? Semi-formal, polite. Do you think you could please get me some medicines? Formal, formal, and very polite. May I request you to get me some medicine? Very polite. Now I am going to give you a situation and I want all of you to type your answers. The situation is you want somebody to buy books for you. You want somebody to buy books for you. If you want somebody to buy books for you, how will you ask? Okay. Please type your answers. Ask your friend. Now I'm giving you the thing. Ask your friend to buy a book for you, notebook for you. 100 pages book. Let me be very specific. Ask your friend to buy 100 pages notebook for you. Ask your friend means informal. How will you ask? Please type your answers. Can you please get me 100 pages notebook? Can you please get me a book of 100 pages? Can you please get me 100 pages notebook? Can you please get me 100 pages notebook? For me, not necessary. Yes? Can you please help me in bringing? Okay, can you please get me 100 pages notebook? Very good. Very good. So, okay, now I'm happy that you're all following. You know, when I ask you a question, it is just to check if you're following or not. So here you see levels of formality. Formal, not formal. Informal, semi-formal, and very formal. This is really very formal. So this is important. What is the grammar behind? Can I plus base form of the verb. What is the base form of the verb? What is the base form of the verb? Play, playing, is playing, played, was playing, were playing, am playing, played, then has played, has been played, had played, had been played, will play. Now, the minute you use a modal auxiliary, we do not use anything else. We use the base form. It is malla repeat chestnut. Modal auxiliaries can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. When you use these, we use the base form of the verb. Verb ki emi tagilincham. It's, the first form of the verb is what we use. So can I, base form of the verb. Could I plus base form of the verb. May I plus base form of the verb. Now take a look at this. Can I sing a song in the annual day celebration? Now when I have used 3 dots, it means let's not stop the sentence at can I sing? Where would any sentence is complete when it at least answers 2 WH questions. Can I sing where? Can I sing where and when? So at least 2 WH questions when it answers, that is when your sentence has some weight. That is when your sentence is really meaningful. That is when you're actually using sentences to communicate. Can I sing? Structure correct. ఈ సెంటెన్స్ ఎక్కడ వాడతాము ఎగ్జామ్లో ఎక్కడో సెంటెన్స్ రాయడానికి వాడతాం బట్ ఇన్ అవర్ డైలీ లైఫ్ వి జస్ట్ డోంట్ స్టాప్ ఎట్ కెన్ ఐ సే అప్పుడు వెంటనే అవతల వాళ్ళు ఏమడుగుతారు ఎప్పుడు ఎక్కడ సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ you have to construct a full sentence, which means it should at least answer 2 WH questions. Can I sing with you? Can I sing at the annual day function? Can I sing, can I sing a melody? Can I sing what? A melody? Can I sing in your grandmother's house? Where? Can I sing, in the annual day celebration? When? Can I sing a sad song? What? So, can I sing twice a week? How many? Can I sing loudly? How do I sing? So, attach something to sing. That is when your sentence gains strength. Could I? Can I sing? Can I play? Can I play football now? Can I play football in the evening? Can I play baseball or can I play cricket with all my friends? Can I play cricket? In the weekend, please construct a full sentence. This is how, this is how substitution tables are used to practice. What is a substitution table? Can I, all these verbs, and the extension of that in terms of a sentence. Then you can make 50 sentences with just can I and this group of verbs. You can make 50 sentences. That is when you're actually truly practicing to communicate. For example, can I sing? Then can I sing 30 మీకు 10 sentences చెప్పు. Ala, can I play football? Can I play, with my team? Can I play cricket in the stadium? Can I play with my friends? Can I play with my opponent team? Can I play in the evening? Can I play in the morning? Can I play, can I play kabaddi? So you can go on. That is how you have to practice. Now take a screenshot of this. All of you are so techno savvy. Most of, especially the youngsters. మీరు మాకంటే కూడా టెక్నో సావీ అంటే టెక్నాలజీని మాకంటే కూడా పెద్దవాళ్ళ కంటే కూడా బాగా వాడగలరు. Take a screenshot, make a table like this and start practicing. So can I base form? Could I note down? Could I tell a story? Could I tell the secret? Could I tell the secret to everybody? Could I tell your secret to everybody? Could I speak to you now? May I speak to you now? Formal. May I drink some water? Just now I had Jaya asking me, how do I ask to leave, take permission to leave the classroom for 2 minutes? May I go out for a couple of minutes? I hope I've answered Jaya's question or Jaya's query in the chat box when she said, how do we ask for leaving, take permission to leave the classroom for 2 minutes? 2 minutes and a couple of minutes. May I leave the classroom for a couple of minutes? It's understood that there is something urgent and that you want to go. Because in front of so many, you may not really want to say that you want to go to the washroom or you want to drink some water. So this is how you ask. That's a very nice way of asking. So may I go out? May I exercise in the morning? May I walk? May I walk for some time? Can I? Could I? May I? Plus the base form. See, in all these verbs, వీటిలో ఎక్కడా కూడా వర్బ్కి ఇంకేమీ కలవవు. Go is the base form. The other forms are goes, went, gone. Those are the other forms. Walked, is walking, so on. All the, is walking, are walking, am walking. Any verb will have this kind of the other forms. But there is a root verb, the base form. That is the most important thing. So I hope you can make a table like this. Use verbs that are not often used. Play, sing, eat, write, they are all common verbs. Gather, that is how you have to increase your vocabulary also. Gather more and more verbs, action words. Whisper, shout, scream. Esto nalugu, eto nalugu, act. Think of more and more verbs. What happens when you do that? You are increasing your word power. When you increase your word power and practice like this with the substitution table, even without your knowledge, your English has improved. Learning English is all about more and more words, better grammar, and very situational response. రోజు వాడికలో మాట్లాడడం ఎలాగా, మాట్లాడడం వస్తే చాలా వరకు ఇంగ్లీష్ వచ్చినట్టే. Because when you write, you have time to think. But when you speak, you do not have time to think. Therefore, again, make a substitute, as I said, gather a lot of verbs. Go alphabetically. A to 4 verbs. Can you think about it? You can type in the chat box. A, 4 verbs, action words. B, for boil is an action word. Bark is an action word. Bleed is an action word. So, see, 4 action words. Excuse me. 3 or 4 action words. You know, A to maybe A, B, C, D, E, F, G. For today, that is enough. 4 words for each alphabet. Action word. Practice it with can I, could I, may I. Or practice it with any other structure as you learn. So increase your word power. Start building sentences along with it. That is when you will actually do a good job of learning English and improving it. So this is the base thing. Can, modal auxiliary, subject, and then the verb, and the rest of the sentence follows. Expressions for requesting. Here again, I want you to take a note of this slide and the next slide that is to come. Can you please? This is a very important word. If you want that sense of being polite, if you want somebody to do things for you the way you want them to do, మనకి కావాల్సినట్టు ఇంకొకరు మన కోసం చెయ్యాలి అంటే మనం తప్పనిసరిగా ప్లీజ్ వాడాలి. వాడితే చాలా వరకు అవతల వాళ్ళు చెయ్యను అని చెప్పలేరు. This is a communication trick. Can you please lend me a pen? Can you please give me the newspaper? ఎప్పుడు can you please వాడతాము? When we are talking to friends, when we are talking to family, or when we are talking to a person with whom we are very close. Can you please lend me some money? Can you please pass on the salt? Can you show me the menu? What is menu? Menu is the paper which is given in the hotel where they show you what is available there and what is its pricing with the price. Can you direct me to the railway station? ఇప్పుడు can you direct me to the railway station అంటే మీరు ఎవరో బ్రదర్నో ఫాదర్నో మదర్నో అడిగినట్టు. Could you please direct me to the railway station? అనగానే maybe you're asking a stranger. Maybe you're asking a friend. Maybe you're asking a co-student who is not your friend. Co-student ki friend ki చాలా difference. Co-student అంటే ఎవరు? మీతో పాటు చదువుకున్నవారు, మీకు పెద్ద ఒక పరిచయం ఉంది అంతే. ఫ్రెండ్ అంటే ఏదైనా చెప్పుకునే వ్యక్తి ఫ్రెండ్ అవుతారు. So when you're asking a co-student, you should be semi-formal. Could you please direct me to the railway station? Can you please switch off the fan? Your sister. Could you please switch off the fan? Maybe to a stranger. Can you repeat the lesson? Only to a friend. Could you please repeat the lesson? Maybe, to somebody who is not very close to you. But if you want your teacher to repeat it, how will you say? You can't say, can you please? Or may you please, anane. May you rane radu. Can you please? Could you please? Then, will you please? May I request you? May I request you to repeat the lesson? That is the level of formality. Can you send an email? Could you please send an email? Can you please demonstrate how to operate this gadget? Could you please demonstrate how to operate this gadget? They are all questions. Look at the punctuation mark. Even this punctuation mark is important. They are all questions. And they are all requests. When we make a request, we can use can or could. You, please, can, informal, could, semi-formal. Now, seeking permission, can, could, or may, all the three are used. But when you seek permission, can I borrow your pen? Can I please borrow your pen? Not necessary, because action ever చేస్తున్నారు I or we. May I, may we. అంటే ఇది give some money అంటే మీకెవరో ఇవ్వట్లేదు, మీరు ఇవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నారు. Can I give some money as donation? Can I give the newspaper away? May I, can we, ఇక్కడ మీ తప్పు, can we show the menu to the guest? You cannot have me, this me is wrong here. Can I direct you to the railway station? Because for example, two of them are talking, but A is requesting B to direct somebody to the railway station. They are unable to do that. Then C says, can I direct you to the railway station? Shall I help you? Because B is unable to help, C can always can may I direct you to the railway station? May I switch off the fan? May I repeat the lesson? Or may we repeat the lesson? May I send you an email? May I demonstrate how? May will take only I and we, and please is not necessary when you are using the pronouns I and we. So when do we use please? In the previous, we use please when we say you. We need not use please when we say I or we. I hope you got this. So may I request you to lend me some money? May I request you please, anakkade dantlone please undi. May I request you, can you please give me? Can I? No need of please. Can I go there? Could I go there? May I go there? No need of please. Can I give away the money? Can I give away the clothes? Could I give away the clothes? You don't require the please. Now look at this conversation. We did it earlier too, but with slight changes. This is a semi-formal situation. Vikram is filling a form at the railway booking counter when he realizes that he does not have a pen. So this happens many times. We keep borrowing pens. See how he requests a stranger. Many a time I have given a pen and I have forgotten to take it back also. Now this is such a common situation. Vikram, excuse me, I'm sorry to trouble you, but I need your pen. I need your help. My pen isn't writing, or I don't have my pen. Could you please lend me your pen? Could you please lend me your pen? Certainly. Here you can use it because this is a semi-formal situation. The stranger has said certainly. Here you can use the pen. Uses and returns, thank you very much. You're welcome. Take a look at this informal situation. Bhaskar, can you do me a favor, please? You, please. Can you do me a favor, please? Sure, tell me. Informal. Therefore, sure, tell me. Not certainly. Sure, tell me. Can you send ₹1,000 on Google Pay to my mother's number? Can you send? Can you please? We can also use the word please. Or can you send 1,000 on Google Pay to my mother's number, please? Yes, why not? Oh, thanks a lot. I shall return it at the earliest possible. Okay, let's see. The ones in white. Can you do me a favor, please? Can you send dash, please? Now, use in these situations. Now it is open to you. When will you use can I, could I, or may I in the following situations? There are three columns. If the relationship between you is with the teacher, for example, you are talking to the teacher, which will you use can I, could I, may I, and of these options, you can also choose the options here. For example, will you ask the teacher, tell the teacher you want to open the window? See, how many sentences can you make here? Teacher, what is the relationship between you and a teacher? Generally formal, or a lot depends. I'll very quickly tell you. Now this is another thing that is important. Now your teacher, the levels of formality will be determined with what are the expectations of the teacher, what are the expectations of your school or college, how do people behave generally there, how do we behave in India, or how do we behave in Andhra Pradesh, what is our cultural nuances, cultural ga mana elagunta okarko okar. So these will determine the levels of formality. So the country, the your local region, your teacher or the person, some people don't mind the sense of informality. For example, in Australia, everybody addresses each other by their name. Hello, Jack. Jack could be the boss. There is no Mr. Hello, Jack. So on and so forth. What about our country? How do we address a teacher? Or how does the teacher expect you to address the person? Or how do any person, here it's the example is that of a teacher, but generally, what are the expectations, societal expectations? So will you use can I, will you use could I, or will you use may I? And which sentence will you use? May I submit my assignment on Monday? What does this mean? You have not finished your assignment. Actually, you were supposed to submit it today, but you are requesting for an extension of time. So you say, may I submit my assignment on Monday? You can also ask your teacher. Suppose your teacher is looking out here and there to go out. May I help you get a cab, ma'am? Or may I help you get a cab, sir? Yes, you can even use this sentence for your teacher. You can't, tell the teacher, speak to the manager. This is a different situation. May I open the window? Maybe your teacher is just doing this, and you can say, may I open the window? Even this sentence you can use. So, may I. What about friend? If it is your friend, what will you use? What will you use? Can I? But will you say, can I submit my assignment on Monday? No. Can I open the window? Can I help you get a cab? These are the two sentences you use. A hotel guest. Can I help you get a cab? Can hotel guest, not can I. Could I? Could I help you get a cab? Could I open the window? Could I speak to the manager? Salesperson. Could I? Semi-formal. So, could I open the window? You won't, ask for a cab. Could I speak to the manager? So here, when I have three columns, here is the person to whom you have to talk. Which one will you use to make a question politely, and what options will you choose here? I'm going to give you a lot of, in my next session, I'll give you a lot of assignments in terms of substitution tables so that you can practice a lot. And I'll share this PPT also in an assignment, and you can always take this and make as many sentences as possible. Now, what about this? Yeah, the relationship here. You're talking to a child, you're talking to your brother, you're talking to a receptionist. Child is informal. Brother is also informal. So what will you use? Can you? Can you? Receptionist, could you? Can you clean your room? Generally, it is advisable to use the word please. Whenever you use the word please, you will definitely get yes for an answer. Can you please clean your room? Can you switch on the TV? Can you call me later? You can say that for both your brother as well as the child, any child younger than you. Receptionist. Could you? You don't say clean your room to a receptionist. Could you switch on the TV if you're waiting? If you're waiting in the waiting hall lounge, you can always ask the receptionist. Could you call me later? Yes, I'm in a meeting, therefore, the reception calls you. This can be my answer. Could you fix an appointment with the doctor? The receptionist can say, certainly. This is semi-formal. Or, I'll surely fix an appointment. So on and so forth. So, could you, receptionist, can you, child and brother, can I, to friend, could I, to hotel guest or salesperson, may I, to teacher. So look at this can, could, and may, and how you maintain levels of formality. Conversations in the following situations. We are using only these three today. Can I, could I, and may I. Let us see what is the situation. I have used the same list. Sing, play, eat, write, note down, tell, speak, drink, go, exercise, walk, and give. Now you are talking to your doctor after recovering from fever. First, what will you use? Will you use can I, could I, or may I? You are talking to your doctor. What will you use? What will you use when you're talking to your doctor? Yeah, excellent. Now, form as many sentences as possible with may I using the verbs given there. Okay. You can take a look at this. Write as many sentences as possible using these verbs. Then you say, may I sing to the doctor? What verbs can you use? And how many can you use? Maybe I'll give you an example. Let me do the, conversation between the doctor and the patient. I am the patient and I have recovered from fever and I'm going to ask the doctor as many questions as possible using these verbs given here. May I play in the evening from tomorrow? May I play cricket in the evening? May I play a game that has a lot of exercising to do? May I play a field game? May I play, may I play in the open air? May I play in a closed room? So I have so many sentences. May I eat the normal routine food? May I eat bananas? May I eat oranges? May I eat non-vegetarian food? May I eat fried food? See how many sentences are made. with the doctor, and the doctor may say yes or no to any. May I write down whatever you are telling me, doctor? May I note down the important things you want me to do? Generally, I forget at my age. May I tell? Maybe no. May I speak? May I speak to you whenever I feel ill again? May I call you or speak to you at during your consultation time? May I drink cold drinks? May I drink lots of juice, fruit juices? May I go? May I go? May I go to my office from tomorrow? May I go to school from tomorrow? May I go to my college from tomorrow? May I exercise the way I used to before my fever? May I exercise heavily? May I exercise in the gym? May I exercise in the open air in the park? May I walk 3 kilometers? See how many sentences I have made using this list, talking to my doctor after recovering from fever. When you do this, you're thinking quickly and you're forming so many sentences. It gives you practice. You will automatically use these in your own sentences. The next situation is for you. Take a quick look. I have kept this slide for so long. You have already seen this. And the next situation is talking to your teacher at the beginning of the year. That is, you have just entered the new year. The academic year 2021 has just begun. You can ask your teacher as many questions as possible. What will you use? If your teacher allows you to be semi-formal, you can use could I. If your teacher is very strict, you can use may I. Write as many sentences as possible using these. I'll just give you a minute or maybe 3 minutes time for you to very quickly type in the chat box. You can type your answers. Talking to your teacher at the beginning of the academic year. Or you can use a verb on your own. At the beginning of the academic year, when you speak to your teacher, what will you ask? May I speak to you about the new lesson? May I go home? It's not to home. May I go home? Dwarak. May I go to, and you've given an image, maybe that is a house. May I meet my friends? Meet is M-E-E-T. Please correct it. It's not M-E-A-T. M-E-A-T is, the meat that we eat. May I know the class timetable? Very good. And I'm very happy with Chandrasekhar. You have even given the punctuation mark correctly. Yes, it should be a question mark. Faster. Let me see how many of you respond. Could I get my doubts cleared after the class? Yes. Very good. May I drink water? Okay. May I help you? Okay. And the next instance is talking to your friend after the weekend. You spent the weekend, so you are talking to your friend, use as many words. You can say, can I sing the song that is, very popular now from the movie Dash? You can use can I, and every word you can use, every verb you can use with can I. You just have to think and make as many sentences as possible. Can I, could I, may I. We can only use can I while talking to the friend. Can I sing the popular melody? Can I play with you? Can I eat your lunch? Can I write your notes? Can I write, can I write the timetable for you? Can I note down all that you did in the weekend? Can I tell you the story of the movie that I saw during the weekend? Can I speak to you for some time? Can I drink your water from your bottle? Can I go out now? Can I exercise? Perhaps not. Can I walk with you? Can I give you a chocolate? So as many sentences as possible you can write. So from all this, what I hope you understood the use of can, could, and may. I've just made it very simple. The reason is I don't want to rush through and tell you a lot and tell you very fast. I want you to truly practice. If you notice, our vocabulary in terms of verbs is less. Our vocabulary in terms of thinking fast, in terms of all the everyday actions, is also less. So I have a few tips for you. One, watch any show where people are conversing with each other. Telugu lokka, English. All of you love to watch movies. All of you love to watch shows on TV. TV has almost brought the world into our drawing room, into our homes. కాసేపు సాయంత్రం చాలా టైం పాటలు విన్నా, సినిమాలు చూసినా, ఒక్క పావు గంట 15 minutes devote time to for listening to something in English. And what is that something? It must be a conversation. Maybe you don't get to watch television. All of you have got your cell phones. All you need to do is just look at the YouTube. When you click on YouTube, any conversation, take up comedy, take up, romance, take up anything you can search, or all of you are experts at searching. Now, when you do that, when you actually listen to people talking, that is when you will see how conversation happens in English. That is my first. Just 10 to 15 minutes every day, make it a practice. In the beginning, when people are speaking or when there is a conversation, If it happens to be people other than Indians, you might find it difficult to understand their pronunciation, understand the way they speak. Don't worry. Go on listening. Second day, third day, fourth day, same conversation repeatedly. By the fifth day, you'll understand that style. And slowly, gradually, ఏ మార్పు ఒక్క రోజులో రాదు. Slowly, you will understand even if a native speaker did. An Englishman speaks English, you will be understand. Listening to people talking is very important to develop communicating in English. That is one. Second, we always struggle with our English because we cannot find the words. Increase your vocabulary day by day. And how do you do that? As I said, ఒకరోజు ఓన్లీ నౌన్స్ తీసుకో, రూమ్లో ఉన్న ఆర్టికల్స్ అన్ని లిస్ట్ అవుట్ చేయి. ఏదైతే రాదో అది తెలుగులో ఏంటో చూసుకొని ఇంగ్లీష్లో. Another day look at all the verbs. Another day look at all the adverbs. For example, talk. I can talk in different manners. I can talk softly, whisper. I can talk loudly, so softly, loudly. I can scream. I can shout. I can whisper. ఈ మూడే కాకుండా ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయి. Loud noises, cacophony, everybody talking. So increase your vocabulary gradually, consciously. ఇది ఎక్కడో విని అన్కాన్షియస్ మెమరీ కాదు. కాన్షియస్గా రోజుకు 4 పదాలు నేర్చుకోవాలి అని నేర్చుకోవాలి. So when you increase your vocabulary, when you are listening to how people are using English, and third, take a lot of substitution tables. What is a substitution table? ఒకే స్ట్రక్చర్, గ్రామర్లో ఒక స్ట్రక్చర్ different verbs తో చేయండి. What happens then? This structure becomes natural to you and you can use it. So the third is paying attention to grammar and doing a lot of practice with grammar. Then you can do these three. Automatically use whatever you have learned in your everyday English. Talk to your friends. Wherever possible, keep using English. You will certainly improve. This is the only mantra. Just by waving a wand, you cannot improve in English. You have to use it to improve. Now with this, again, I open it to others. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Any questions from any side? Yes? Can I come into the class? Can I talk to you for 2 minutes? May I go to the shop? Very good. Now, if you have any questions, you can simply unmute and ask. No questions? I request all of you to keep your videos on. Turn on your video, you can unmute. Shravani Durga, you have something to say? Can you hear me, Shravani Durga? Anybody wants to say anything? Any questions? Or you can even type your question in the chat box. I'll open that too. Any questions? No questions. Unable to unmute. Okay. So I hope everything is clear.
Madam, hi madam. Good evening.
Yes, yes, yes. Tell me.
My name is Radha Krishna Maluru.
Okay.
Could you please give us some tips?
No. Can you tell me? Can you ask your question again? Whoever is speaking, please unmute and talk. And come on the video. Radha Krishna, I cannot see you at all now. Your video has gone. Maybe I'll open the chat box. Radha Krishna, you can even, talk here. Okay. I'll send you the substitution tables. In my next class, I'll post a few substitution tables for all that has happened till now, in terms of making a request, in terms of asking a question, all that has gone before. I'll give you the substitution tables for you to practice. And we'll do. Anything else? Has it been clear? If it is clear, you can just give me a thumbs up like this. Is the lesson clear today? All of you? Okay. I hope all of you have enjoyed. I hope all of you have enjoyed watching this. Okay. And we hope to meet you shortly again on Thursday with another lesson on agreeing and disagree. How will we agree and how will we disagree with others? And that is a lesson that we do it so often. Every day we agree with somebody or disagree with somebody, and that leads to discussion. It should be polite, and that is what we do in the next class. Until then, I hope all of you practice a lot. Keep practicing. Not only practice, but all of you, whatever you practice, use it in your everyday life. That is when things will be very, very clear. So until then, we meet on Thursday. Until then, bye-bye.